Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief with me, Rolene Marks. And this is where you come every Monday to Thursday to take a look at the top stories making headlines in Israel that you might not see in the mainstream media. As always, the Israel Brief is brought to you in partnership with these guys, Lay of the Land, and more about where you can find our various social media a little later in the show. Now, we are still absolutely sleep deprived here in Israel, but our resolve is strong. Our spirit is very, very strong as we carry on with Operation Rising Lion. But before we get into the latest headlines, a reminder that today is day 621, and while the world's eyes are focused on Israel's war with Iran, the world's largest sponsor of state terror, also responsible for the attacks on the 7th of October, which over 1,200 people were murdered, raped, and mutilated and burnt alive, and over 250 taken hostage. We still have 53 hostages in the hell of Gaza. Bring them home now, or release them now. Our focus does not shift off those hostages here in Israel, not even for a second. We also can't forget that while many of us have to run to our shelters several times a night and sometimes during the day, we think of our brothers and sisters in captivity. We want them home now. So let's take a look at the latest developments. Now, according to the government press office, this is what has happened on Israel's side, and then I'm going to address our strikes on various Iranian targets. So, since the beginning of the operation, approximately 400 ballistic missiles have been launched, hundreds of UAVs have been launched, and about 40 impact sites have been identified. The casualty figure stays at 24. More than 804 injured, including 8 in serious condition, 41 in moderate condition, and 755 with minor injuries. Now, about 3,800 people have been evacuated from their homes, and many of them have lost their homes. So that is on the Israeli front. Let's now turn to Iran, and Israel has struck over 1,100 targets. This is as of this morning, according to the IDF spokesperson, including 20 centrifuge sites, 5 attack helicopters, missile launchers. We have struck various military targets in and around Tehran, and of course our focus remains on those nuclear sites. Now, last night, news broke that the United States has moved various aircraft to the Middle East. It is still unknown whether or not the US Air Force or the US will join Israel in striking these targets. I think the big one that we're all looking at is Fordo. This is very close to the area of Qom. And this is a nuclear site that is buried well within the mountain, and we need those big bunker buster bombs to take that out. Meanwhile, the Israeli Air Force continues to fly sorties and continues to strike those targets. And there's actually a fascinating article. It's in the New York Post today. It's called Israel Strikes and We Dance. And it goes into a little bit of detail about what Iranians are feeling, and basically what it says is that as Israel is striking targets around the country and very much around the capital Tehran, Iranians are taking to the streets. They are dancing, they are chanting death to Khamenei, that's the Ayatollah al-Khamenei, and wanting the regime change. And they say they know that they can come out in the streets and dance because they know that they are perfectly safe. The Israeli Air Force will not strike civilians, unlike the Iranians who are firing indiscriminately on us. Last night there were several barrages, many of us running into our shelters. A huge thank you to the IDF Home Front Command. Now, the IDF Homefront Command have said that as of tonight, they will update some of the guidelines, and there will be partial activity that will be restored. So what we are seeing in Israel is far less missiles being fired at us. We started off, I think it was about 250 missiles, and then it was 100 and something, and now it's about 20 here, 10 here, but still very, very, very dangerous to be exposed or to not be in the shelter. Now, last night, President Trump unleashed a series of tweets. In his tweets, he called for the unconditional surrender of al-Khamenei. He also went on to say that the patience is wearing thin. He says, we control the skies over Tehran and over Iran. I'm like, we? Sorry, Mr. President, but that has largely been taken care of by our noble defense forces. And he says his patience is wearing thin. He says, we know where Khamenei is. Meanwhile, German Chancellor Merz said that Israel is doing the world's dirty work, and they will not allow, Germany will not allow Iran to be nuclear. So this is where we are at the moment as far as Operation Rising Lion. And again, I just want to pay tribute to the incredible men and women of this country who are a nation of lions. Now, speaking of Nation of Lions, the first flight of Operation Return, bringing stranded Israelis home from wherever they are around the world, landed this morning from Larnaca to Ben Gurion Airport. Now, the airspace above Israel is still closed. These are emergency flights for stranded Israelis. El Al is ferrying them from Larnaca to Israel. They were greeted this morning by Minister of Transport Miri Regev. And, it's absolutely amazing. As former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett tweeted yesterday, he says, we're a peculiar nation. He says, we run to the danger. We don't try and escape from the danger. He says he loves his nation of lions. And former Prime Minister, so do I. I could not be more proud of our nation of lions. Meanwhile, 8 repatriation flights will land tomorrow. All of them are full. 85 humanitarian aid trucks entered the Gaza Strip yesterday. This brings to total 1,710 trucks that have come into the Gaza Strip through various terrestrial crossings since the 2nd of March. And there are also 4 new distribution centers opened up by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Now, according to international human rights organizations, this is not enough aid. I wonder what is enough international aid. Meanwhile, no hostages have come out. And finally, French President Macron has warned against a regime change in Iran through military means. I don't know about you, but disappointed that the French president seems to be on the wrong side of history, clearly not listening to what the Iranian people want. We also heard from members of the Kurdish community in Iran saying they are standing ready, they are waiting for any signal from the IDF, and they are ready to act. So while this is not a stated war goal of Israel to create any regime change, I think it's certainly heartening for the Iranian people to hear that there are groups within Iran who are prepared to make a change. Meanwhile, a French court has said they will not intervene in the case that Israel has brought against France for blocking the Israeli pavilion at the Paris Air Show with black walls. The Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Director General of the Ministry of Defense called it sad and immoral. So those are top stories. If I'm blundering on, it's because of sheer exhaustion. And our audience question comes from Stephen Spinellis, who says, have other countries taken Gazans? Now we know that some Gazans have managed to leave the Gaza Strip, aided by the IDF. We know that the Egyptians are not letting them out, but we don't know exactly where they have gone. We know that some have gone to Australia, some I think went to Germany, but we're not sure exactly where Gazans have gone. And a reminder to you, if you have a question, please pop it in the comments section below or on our various social media. And tomorrow is Thursday, which means it's Mention Moron Day, so send me those mentions and those morons. A reminder to please check out our website at www.layoftheland.online, our Facebook page at Lottel's site, our YouTube channel right here at the Israel Brief. If you like our content, if you find it valuable, please hit that red subscribe button. We are on Instagram at Raleen_Marks, on LinkedIn at Raleen Marks, and on X at layoftheland5. Guys, God bless you. We pray for a quieter night. Maybe it's wishful thinking and even a little bit of sleep. Thank you for all your support and your prayers, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.